Hey guys, how's it going? Well, it's getting bloody close now. It's Thursday, and me and Ken will be heading off for the outback on Sunday. He's actually going to turn up here from Wangaratta on Saturday morning to get the tyres put on his bike, and then we'll go through and fine tune everything. So in this video, it's just going to be all the packing and what we've packed and all the weights and all that kind of stuff. Every bag's been weighed and all that kind of stuff, so we'll run through that. I'll just quickly now just tell you, so I've got the Wolfman duffel bag, which is basically accommodation, or my accommodation. Then I've got the Wolfman Renegade bag, that's my wardrobe. I've got the liquid containment fuel bladder just sitting up there, and then on this side in the Wolfman bloody bags or saddle bags, whatever bloody hell they call them, that's the kitchen. And then on the other side, that's the garage, the shed, whatever you want to call it. And obviously tank bag, which is basically camera gear that goes in there. And then I've got the liquid containment hydration bag, which basically carries 3 litres of water and just all bits and pieces that I can get to, you know, sunscreen and stuff like that. Alright, so what I'm going to do is take this into the shed, and then I'll pull all the bags off and get them all set up ready to show you what's in them and give you the all the weights, including my weight with the gear that I'm wearing and that. While I'm doing that, I'll get you to check out what Ken's done. He's done the same thing.
Okay, here we are up at, it's called Flat Rock, up at El Dorado. This is on top of the hill. Don't know which hill it is. It's not Mount Pilot. Mount Pilot's over that way a little bit. Yeah, that way. Yeah, first impressions. The seat, when I'm standing up, because the sergeant seat's a lot wider. It's narrow at the front, but it's wider at the back, so I'm just got to get used to that, because when I stand up, my legs sort of spread a little bit. I'm used to sort of gripping the bike a little bit, you know, standing up a little bit more, and sort of, yeah, it's a little bit different, but it's something I'll get used to. And the tank's nice and wide, so every time I pull up really quickly, because I've got brand new pants on, and it's a brand new seat. I think there's shit on the pants that they leave on the pants that are making me slip up the front a bit, so I'm sort of doing the splits a little bit when I put the front brake on. So yeah, it's a bit of a nuisance, but I'll roughen up. I'll wash these pants a couple of times, and they'll get rid of all the whatever it is they put on them and treat them with, and then they'll be a bit more grippy. The mirrors are good. Mirrors are dropped down. One of them dropped down on my hand a little bit. It dropped down on my hand, just under my wrist a little bit, but it just needs to be tightened. I've got it just a little bit too loose. But anyway, they sort of, yeah, they can sit wherever. My gloves, I've got these dry rider gloves. They're too heavy. They're good in the morning, but no good in the heat of the daylight now. I mean, it's not that hot today. It's only, I think it's up to about 18 now, so it's quite warm. I'm bloody getting a bit of a workout. I'll need it though. Get ready for this ride with Mark. So yeah, so I've got a dry rider top on. It's just one of those adventure tops. I've had this for quite some time, but I've just got a t-shirt underneath, and I'm sweating. Just losing the kilos as we speak, that's sort of say. Just means I'll deserve a beer when I get home. Now GPS is going well, but no issues there. That's great. Heated grips are good, as I said before. The rear tyre, I'm getting no traction on the rear tyre whatsoever. That's just sliding all over the place. Still a bit of meat on it, but it's quite an old tyre, and so when I go over to Mark's before we go on our ride, the morning before we go, the day before we go, we're getting new tyres put on the bikes with heavy duty tyres, heavy duty tubes. So these tyres will just go in the bin. That's why I changed them. I had the trail rider ones on there, and I thought I'll keep them at home. So I'll put these on to come up here and give it a bit of a spin. Front tyre's not moving at all, which is fantastic. No, it doesn't even move. All the weight on the tank, don't notice it. Did sag the front a little bit more, but front ends just hasn't moved yet. Hasn't gone out from under me. So we'll keep going for the rest of the day. We'll see what happens. It'll disappear on me sooner or later. Yeah, but apart from that, everything's good. So yeah, so this one big lump of granite up here. Gets hit by lightning all the time around here in Beechworth. It's just big huge lumps of granite, and the lightning loves it. So yeah, but anyway, I'll catch you later up Mount Pilot maybe. There you go, found a bit of sand down here. Found a bit of a single track heading through El Dorado. And I found a bit of sand, so I come for a bit of a scoop down here. See how she goes, getting bogged down a bit, but you know, it's not too bad. You can sort of ride up around the back there and have a bit of a play. So yeah, she's going alright. I've changed the rear sprocket. I put a 44 on the back instead of a 40. Had a 43 on it. Originally they come out with a 41. Very down, geared real low, which is great up here in the bush. But on the highway coming out, you know, you sit on 105 or something like that, and she's screaming her head off a little bit. So I'll probably put I've got a 14 on the front. I'll probably put a 15 on the front, just when I go on the highway. It's pretty easy to change. So I'll put a 15 on it, and when I get to probably, I don't know, Flinders Ranges, I'll probably put a 14 back on. Because then we'll probably be sitting on, you know, up to 100 then, probably 90 k's average, something like that on a lot of those hard packed dirt roads. So yeah, but anyway, chain's going well, GPS is working good. What else I do? Oh, the suspension. Rear suspension's heaps better, shitloads better, a lot harder, soaking up everything. Front's really good, very rigid, seems to be soaking up everything. Haven't gone over anything big yet, so I'll give it a bit of I'll get it airborne a little bit, and we'll see what the front does then. But you know, I only get a couple of foot off the ground if that. But with all that weight on it, we'll see how much crunch she comes down with. I think she'll be right. But the back is really good. So by the time I load it up with the bags, panniers, and all that, it'll be really good. Apart from that, it's going really well. Good fun. Arse end is just sliding all over the place, even better with that larger rear sprocket on. I can just power it on around the corner and she just steps out and you can just slide it all the way around. It's really good fun. So, yeah, anyway, cool. I'll catch you later. G'day guys, 4 days to go, so we're nearly there. So I've been packing the bike, I've just pulled everything out, put it on the ground, just give you a real rough go over it. Anyway, we'll start on the other side. Okay, now I've done a tool roll, basically DR specific. A few tools in there, and in the pouch on the side of it, it's got, you know, a few bits and pieces in there. I've got a tarp front of the tent, a lilo, usual toilet paper, liquid containment, 12 litre fuel bladder, bit of rope, a couple of gotcha straps, just Velcro straps. They're just, you tie them up, anything up with them. I threw a clutch lever in because they can be a pain when they break off completely. I've got a 14 tooth sprocket there which I've taken off. I put a 15 on back on the front because when I went for a ride through 3 days ago, it was just revving too high on the highway. So 15's on there now. I'll put a 14 on when I get to Mari, just ready for the sand. So I've changed all the sprockets. I've changed all the bearings and everything, but I've got another set here. Chain breaker because the DR has a solid chain. There's a couple of chain links in there as well, quick release links. Tyre repair thing, that's also for me lilo, because lilos always go down in the middle of the night, I guarantee you. Plastic bags, garbo bags. The plastic bags I tie to the corners of the tent, fill them full of sand when we're in the desert, or bury them or whatever. That's just holds the tent better. The sand pegs, depending on how loose the sand is, sand pegs can be a bloody pain, but anyway. Tyre tubes, there's a rear and a front. The front can go in the rear tyre, worst case scenario. But the rear can't go in the front because of course it's a smaller size rim. We've got chain wax and insect repellent. A three-legged stool. We'll see how comfy that is. I prefer something with the back on it. Of course, my hat there too. Okay, on the other side, that's me. I tried this out the other day. I slept in the tent. I set that tent in the backyard. And this sleeping bag's fantastic, very compact, It's basically rated to -5, a comfortable -5. So you can always open it up if you get too hot, but if you get cold, if you get a crappy sleeping bag and you get cold, you're in for a bad night. So just get a good one really, and you're better off being warm and opening it up than being cold and bloody miserable. Anyway, towel. These dry really quickly. They're the same thing, Sea to Summit. I took that on the ride last year and it was brilliant. Got a knife. Got the gas. This stuff's just basically add it in your water. It's supposed to give you a bit of energy or something. Tastes alright, I don't mind it. Pump for the lilo, because I'm not going to blow it up with your mouth, I'll bloody lose consciousness. This is the cooker, a little portable cooker. They're great. Spare batteries for my head torch and just a plate and that. So, and then the camel pack. Basically has a 3 litre water bladder in it, inside it. Head torch, I grabbed one of these the other day. These are black diamond torches. Appears to be very bright. So we'll test that out on the trip. Small basic first aid kit, sunscreen, gloves, and this other bag. This is the top bag. Basically that's going to have my clothes in it. I haven't even thought about that yet. But that'll be basically shorts. I'm gonna lots of shorts. Get rid of these bloody jeans and get away from this bloody cold weather. It'll be great. Food, haven't got any food in there yet. All I'll do is I use baked beans, cans of baked beans, braised steak and onions or whatever. Put them straight on the cooker and then just wait for the can to cool down a little bit and just let it straight out of the can. I'll get bloody muesli bars and dry bickies, stuff like that. But it's only for lunches anyway. Most nights we'll be near hotels, so we'll be well looked after in the pubs. Apart from that, that's about it. Everything else I'll show you along the trip, I suppose. But it's quite basic, but it's comfortable. That's the main thing. And there's a little, I think Mark showed you his little kangaroo. I've got this little koala sticking his head in the corner there. So he's coming along on the trip too. He's basically zip tied in there behind the screen, so he's got the most comfortable ride of everyone. But anyway, that's about it. So next time I'll probably see me over Muddy Mark's place. We'll be having a bit of a yarn before we head off. Okay, so I'll catch you later. See ya. Okay, I've been in and weighed my bags. So I still don't have food in one of them. So I estimate probably about another kilo of weight for food, if that. I don't even think it'll be that. Anyway, 16 kilos all up for both bags. So as you can see, I'll show you, the left-hand side bag is a bit closer to the frame than the right-hand side. So most of the weight, I think there's about 9 kilos in this bag, which is basically a lot of the tools and everything are in there. And the other bags, a lot of the lighter stuff. So there's about 7 kilos in that bag and say 9 in that one, something like that. So yeah, so all I have to do now is put this centre bag in for the my clothes. Clothes probably only weigh 5 kilos, something like that. Not much weight in them. There's nothing in the tank bag, that small one up there. That'll just have bits and pieces in there. The backpack doesn't have much weight in it. This camera will go in there, and a little small camera and a few cables and that. That's about it. And that's about it. So cool. Catch you later.
Voila! All unpacked. Oh, and of course, that one. Alright, so now take them all apart for you. Alright guys, so it's now gotten dark. As per usual, things get in the bloody way. I'll let you know, I just had a phone call from Ken, and he said he's had to change. In that video footage he had the black bag that is going to stick on the back, but it ended up being too small, so he's going to have his big yellow bag sitting on there. So anyway, when he comes over on the Saturday, we'll give you a look at that. Alright, so in my accommodation bag, some people might have seen I've got a video called Easy Bag. For this trip I've got a little bit less stuff just because I'm trying to keep the weight down. Now the idea of this bag is that it's just one bag and everything's in it. There's not a little bag for this and a little bag for that, and nothing squashed down. This bag squashes everything down. So I've got one sleeping bag, one stool, tent pegs which has sand pegs in it as well, a 3/4 inflatable or self-inflating mattress. That's the inner part of the tent. One squishy pillow, one blow-up pillow, tent poles, tarp for under the tent, and then the outer part of the tent, and that's it. All done. Okay, so this is the wardrobe. Just shower stuff, toothpaste and all that kind of stuff. Oh. Of course, cigarettes. And that'll all last me for the trip. Pull this out. Plastic bags, they're just shopping bags. They're very useful. 2 t-shirts, pair of jeans, 2 pairs of jocks, 2 pair of socks, 1 beanie. If it's really cold, I can sleep with a beanie. It makes it a whole lot warmer. A pair of shorts for swimming or just walking around in. And just a pair of shoes. They're really, really light, and they're not a pair of shoes that I would normally wear. I like my boots, but they're really light. And then also in here, I've got one of those little tablets. So instead of trying to take my laptop, which I would normally take, I went and got a little tablet. So that's the tablet, the cables, USB, card readers and stuff like that, all in that tiny little pack there. So that'll be able to back up all the footage that we take as we go along. Okay, so that's that bag, the Renegade bag. The tank bag, basically at the moment I've just got a couple of bits and pieces in there, but mostly all the camera gear will go in there. The liquid containment fuel bladder, basically I've just rolled it up because that's the way it would sit on the back as you saw in that footage, and I've just wrapped it up with paracord, so it just holds it in that form, and it also, the paracord can be handy to be used. Oh, and the tank bag, and basically I won't empty all this out, it's just bloody, I don't know, wipes and bum wipes and bloody sunscreen, lip balm. It's got there's 3 litres sitting in there at the moment. Obviously when we take off I mostly only have about 1 litre or 2 litres in it to start with, and then when we get up and we're doing the crossing I'll obviously have it with the 3 litres in there. And then actually when we're going walking around checking out gorges and stuff like that, I can throw extra bits and pieces in there and carry that along with me. That's that. Now what's this one? This one's the kitchen. So this houses all the cooking stuff and also the food. And of course a first aid kit, which that's what I call a first aid and a survival. The survival bits is really just a compass, which I found out on one of my little trips that a compass comes in bloody handy. And the other thing is a lighter. Okay, so we've got coffee satchels, just snack bars and sugar satchels. When we do the trip across the French line, we've just got 2 backcountry dehydrated stuff. Macaroni and cheese, and there's some cup of soups in there as well. I got onto a really good thing. When you've got the backpack and as you're riding along, you're drinking water all the time. The water gets a bit hard in the mouth. So I have a 500ml bottle, which I don't have here. And I have these little, it's like cordial, but it's in powder form. So you just break one of these open, put it in your bottle, and you've got something a little bit different than water, I suppose. I've got those. Of course, I've got a windshield thing. Cup. That's the gas for the stove. Another one. Got my little water basin in that. So I've got for cleaning up. Just a fold out bowl. Out. Plate. Just a cardboard plate. And yeah, that's for washing the dishes and the pots and all that kind of stuff. And it also can be handy if you need to have a bit of a wash your face or bloody whatever. A pot, so that's actually a pot, a little fry pan. I've also got some other. Oh, that's where I've got the stove sitting in there with the adapter, which goes onto these. That's all housed in there. Then in here, I have my little egg flipper, tiny little tongs, and the glove is one of those hot gloves, which always comes in handy. And then basically a knife, spoon, and a spork, which is a spoon and a fork for those that don't know. And then what I call my little fireballs. So that's just cotton wool rubbed in petroleum jelly or Vaseline, and it's great for starting fires. That's the kitchen done. All right. Oh, now we come over to the shed. So on top of the shed is just the tripod. In here, in there is all power cords and chargers, and there's even a converter so that I can run the normal power leads off the 12 volt. I use that. I've used that a couple of times and it works really, really well. So that's just all that. Summer gloves. That's a filter that I can put in there when I'm filling up the petrol from a Bowser. When you get out in the outback, there's a lot of sand and dirt and stuff around, so you've got to be really careful what goes in the tank. I mean, a DR is pretty good. I mean, it's a carburettor, so if something does get stuck in there, you can always pull it out and clean it out. But if you've got a bike that's fuel injected, you can get into some real trouble. So it's really, if you've got fuel injected bike, that's a real must. The other thing is when we've got the fuel bladder filled up, we're going to be riding along. That's going to be on the back, so it's going to be dusty. So when we're pouring it into the tank, having that's going to be a bonus. That's it's funny actually. It's a Cedar Summit. That'll hold 4 litres of water. I only just found it not long, just a couple of days ago. And it's funny, it's actually, all it is one of those, what we call here in Australia is a goon bag. And basically what that is it's what you normally get a cask of wine that comes in the cardboard box, and in it is one of those. So that's 4 litres of water that I can fill up. Also got 2 what they call dromedary bags, which are MSR. They're supposed to be pretty bulletproof, really strong, unlike that wouldn't take too much to bust it, but these should be pretty good. The little spouts are pretty cool on it too, but you'll see that as we go along. So I've got 2 of those. It gives me another 4 litres. Bit of slime. The chain lube. Got that's 500 ml each, so that's a litre of oil, which came in handy. It's I learn as I go along. That's a Tom-Tom, not a Tom-Tom. It's a Tomcat compressor, air compressor. Bit of duct tape. Of course, don't leave home without your zip ties. Bit more paracord. And in here, there's not a mini rifle, but it's a tyre lever, another 2 tyre levers, but have that, which was from DRC, the undoobalaki thingies. So there you go. That's the shed done. That's it. That's the whole lot. The only thing really missing is the camera, because most of the cameras will be on, like one on the helmet, one on the bike, and there'll be one on the pole thing. Yeah, but that's it. That's all I'm taking. So now, I'll give you a close up of this. So I've gone through and I've weighed everything. So what we've got. So I weigh 83 kilograms. The backpack that I've got with the 3 litres of water filled up, that weighs 4 kilograms. So in total, I'm going to be about 87 kilograms on me. So that was with the helmet and everything on. What else have we got? So the Renegade bag was 4 kilos. The big duffel bag is 7 kilos. The right hand saddlebag is 5 kilos. The left saddlebag is 8 kilos. So essentially on the rear of the bike, that's a total of 23 kilograms. And I think as Ken was saying in his video on the back, the right hand saddle mount, because of the exhaust, is further out. So the idea is to keep it lighter on this side than it is there. So which is what I've done. I've got 5 on this side and 8 on the other side. Tank bag's about 2 kilograms at the most. Now with the safari tank, the difference between the safari tank and the normal tank, pretty much, because the normal one's a metal tank and that one's a plastic one, the weight's pretty much the same. So it's only the petrol that you put in it. Pooks, hey, trying a video here, silly. What are you doing? Crazy dog. So it's the stock tank has 13 litres. That can take 30 litres. So that's I don't know. It's an extra 18. I think I added an extra kilogram to it, but you're looking at about an extra 18 kilograms of weight on the front than it from it being stock, and that's when it's chock-a-block full, which obviously it's not always going to be chock-a-block full. Anyway, I will stop bloody rambling on. Now I've made a mess and I've got to bloody clean it up. It's alright, it'll give me a bit of practice for packing it away anyway. So, alright guys, as always, I will say, I was going to say keep on riding. Bloody got more to say. So we'll get another video out before we leave, and we'll obviously maybe give you a bit more information of where we're going and what we're doing and all that kind of stuff. All right, guys, keep on riding.